Hi everyone! Many of you who have been to Japan, watched movies or anime have paid attention to these small wooden plaques with wishes written on the back, which are hung everywhere in temples and shrines. These plaques are called ema in Japanese, which literally means a painted horse. Today I would like to tell you about the origin of ema and the culture of it in Japan. Since ancient times in Japan, the horse was revered as an animal on which spirits and deities descend to earth or used as a means of transportation. That is why they brought a live horse to many Shinto shrines before praying for the fulfillment of desires or performing rituals in order to meet spirits and deities. For example, at the initial stage of the written history of Japan, you can very often see the records that showed during the drought a black horse was used to perform the rain-calling ceremony, and during prolonged rains, on the contrary, a white horse or, at a later time, a bay horse was used. The color of the black horse symbolized thunder clouds, and white or red colors the hot sun. In short, the rite consisted of leading a horse of a certain color around the territory of the sanctuary where the prayers were being performed. However, for one reason or another, most often the material one, it wasn't always possible to get a live horse. In that case, they used either figures of horses made of clay, wood or even stone, or a simple drawing of a horse created on a wooden board, a prototype of modern ema plaques. In the wave of Shinto-Buddhist syncretism, that is the interpretation of Buddhism and Shintoism since the end of the Heian era, 12th century, the ema tradition penetrates into Buddhism where it becomes part of rituals, for example the demon exorcism ceremony. However, the image of the horse itself as the only subject matter continues to appear on the front side of ema plaques until the end of the Muromachi period, the second half of the 16th century. Starting from that time, Buddhist themes prevail in the images, and the message with which the worshipper addresses the gods changes. In particular, on the existing samples of the ema of that time, one can often see Bodhisattva Manjushri, Monju Bosatsu, or just a lion with King Udayan, who are considered attributes of Manjushri. Manjushri personifies reason, wisdom, and that is why the monks address their prayers to him through ema with a request for success in passing their exams. The real flowering of the ema culture occurs during the Tokugawa period, early 17th, late 19th century, and the following Meiji period. The main feature of that time was a shift away from the traditional image of a horse and Buddhist themes towards the more common use of mundane topics, various animals, plants, people, and so on. And each one represents a certain wish, promise, or oath. Since we are in Kyoto, let's see what kind of ema they have here and what the meaning of a particular image they carry is. I am currently at the Shinto shrine of Mishima. As you can see, the local ema show two intertwined eels or three eels standing in a row. I will not go into the details of the history of this sanctuary this time, but I will only note that the god of childbirth is revered here, and this place is directly connected with the continuation of the imperial family of Japan. Why exactly has the eel become the personification of procreation? According to the local abbot, the name of the main deity of the shrine, Mishima Daimyojin, contains the number 3, which includes 3 of the 5 Gogyo elements. Those are fire, earth, and water. According to the understanding of the ancient Japanese agriculture, and in particular the slash and burn method, symbolized life and procreation, and it was for that purpose that the earth itself, fire, and water were required. Fertile land, that is land which produces crops, food, and as a result the food basis for procreation, was also considered to be the land where the eel lived in rivers, lakes, and swamps. That is why it has become a symbol of fertility and growth. So those of the parishioners who want to improve family relations between spouses write their wishes on the Emma with the image of 2 eels, and if they want to have children, they leave the inscription on the Emma with 3 eels. In connection with this, it's important to note that it's forbidden to eat eel after making Emma. Next, I would like to tell you about the Emma with a snake depicted on it. It's the one from the Shinto shrine of Shirakumo-jinji, which is located in the territory of the Imperial Palace in Kyoto. Goddess Benzaiten, who is the prototype of Hindu goddess Saraswati, is worshipped in this temple. One of her attributes is a musical instrument called biwa with a snake entwined in it. Since Benzaiten is considered the patroness of arts and creativity, she is usually addressed with wishes such as those about success in mastering the musical craft, progress in the performing arts, applied creative work, and so on. Finally, I would like to tell you about the shrine of Mikane Jinja, which has attracted a large number of parishioners in recent years, and the Emma you can see there. The main and the most revered deity here is Kanayama Hiko no Mikoto. It patronizes metals and rocks. It's said that starting from the Heian period there were foundries located nearby. They made cast iron cauldrons there. Later, in the Edo era, gold and silver coins were minted in this area, and inlay masters began to live and work there. In the modern era, the need for cauldrons began to disappear, the minting of coins in this place stopped, and we can say that, in a sense, the deity of the temple was about to face loneliness. However, for people, the image of the deity Kanayama Hiko no Mikoto eventually became associated with money, and people began to ask him for material patronage and financial luck. Nowadays, during Hatsumode, that is the first visit to the temple in the new year, the flow of parishioners asking for material benefit, success in business, buying and selling shares, real estate, and even winning the lottery doesn't stop here day and night. For this, in addition to prayers and amulets, they use such Emma in the form of a leaf of the ginkgo tree. The ginkgo tree symbolizes success, prosperity, and longevity, and the leaf wide open in all directions is a symbol of good luck. The form and subject matter of Emma are so diverse that no one would attempt to count even the approximate number. Having moved away from the traditional rectangular shape or the shape of a house with a pointed or rounded roof, the Emma in some sanctuaries and temples have transformed into the shape of a mirror, a fox muzzle, a 5-sided star, and so on. This is just a small number of what they have in Kyoto. Someday I will try to tell you a lot more interesting things about Emma, but that's all for today. If you are in Kyoto or other cities of Japan, make sure to write your cherished wish and may it certainly come true.